Hey there, my name is Dave Ward. Welcome to what will be a long-term review of the Rapsodo mobile launch monitor. It's also a vlog about me doing a workout program called 645, which is designed to improve the body's mobility and stability, which I think will only help me get better at golf. Today we're going to do the unboxing of the launch monitor. Really going to kind of focus on that. Going to focus on some of the setup issues, which are super important, and Rapsodo's customer service, which I found was awesome. Also, I do a lot of these sort of reviews of products. They're all things that I use. Nobody sends me free stuff to review. I'm not that cool. And when I'm looking to buy products, I'm always a little frustrated because I find a lot of videos, for example, with golf equipment, they're people who were sent free stuff that are pros or whatever, or it's the manufacturers. They're just going to tell you the best things about their products in most cases. This is just going to be my objective review of the Rapsodo, kind of how it holds up, how valuable the data is. Going to be going to the range, collecting, the whole set of data throughout the clubs and seeing, can I get better? Can I improve my golf swing? Not just hit it further, but tighter dispersion, being able to hit all the shots on the golf course I need to hit, that high draw to a front pin that's tucked behind a bunker, or a low fade into a back pin that I want to just bounce one back in there. That's the way I like to play golf. That's what's going to make me better. 6.8 handicap right now. I feel like there's room for improvement. Obviously, there's a lot of different phases in golf, but improving the numbers on a launch monitor like this, I think, will really help. So now, let's just get on with it and let's see the Rapsodo. All right, real quick, let's look at what's in the box. Pretty standard packaging, I think you'd expect. If you pick this thing up on a shelf at a golf shop or whatever, you'd be like, okay, this is what it does. Pretty basic. It's a nice packaging. It's done well. Box within a box. First thing you see are some instructions. Most of this is about the premium membership. I'm not really interested in doing that. I already have a coach, and that's kind of a lot of what that's about, is additional storage, things like that. No premium membership for me. So as we get into here and start to pull the unit out of the box, it looks and feels like a rangefinder. And actually, this is like it looks like the Bushnell rangefinder, except I think the Bushnell is a little more orange than this is red. But it looks like a rangefinder. It's got a little carabiner. You can attach it to your golf bag if you wanted to. That's the actual unit itself. Hard to believe that this tiny of a thing has the capacity to do what it does, but apparently it does. I'm super excited to try it, I'll say that. And again, looks and feels like a rangefinder, about the same weight as well. Inside the carrying case also, we have our quick start guide instructions and a USB-C charging cable. You can see a lot of this stuff is already unpacked because one of the first things you're going to have to do is charge this unit for 3 hours. And I got it last night, wanted to just be ready to run this morning and film this video, and then I've got some work to do, and then I'm going to hit the range and go test this thing out. So pretty fired up about that. So I did charge it last night, and the little LED will tell you when it's done charging. I think it's yellow when it's charging, and then when it's fully done, I think it either goes off, or there's a little thing inside of here that tells you what the different little colors are. Red, unit waiting to connect. Amber, unit's charging. So I think the light just went off when it was done charging, but that's pretty self-explanatory. So that's your first thing, the next thing to do. Next thing you do is you go download the Rapsodo app. I have already done that. The next thing is connecting the unit. Okay, so as you go through, the first thing it's going to have you do with the Rapsodo app is set up an account. It's pretty straightforward, all the information you'd normally see there. So you can probably do that while the thing's charging if you want, to just save some time. Then essentially you're just going into the app and clicking on the profile. So if we're at home, right, which is where it's going to start, click on profile, and then connect device. You can see it found it right away. That's the actual device. Just got like a long name there, and it was that easy. On the back of the device, you'll see these little plus signs. That's for calibration, and I had kind of heard that's a bit of a nightmare. But when I click on calibration here, what it tells me is that the device is automatically calibrated. Then you can manually calibrate it. I'm not going to fool around with that because I've heard it is kind of tricky. You're basically trying to match up these little plus signs with an image on the iPhone. So what I'm going to do instead is just take it to the range today. And if I start getting super goofy numbers, like it's telling me I'm hitting my 7-iron 190 or something like that, then I will go through the calibration process. But otherwise, that's easy. So far, so good with the Rapsodo. All right, so first reactions with the Rapsodo mobile launch monitor, the MLM as they call it, from yesterday. Got to the range. That range usually is downwind and with a crosswind. And yesterday it was just straight into me. And I thought, well, this will actually be super valuable, you know. Not normally wind I practice in. That's always good. And now I have data, you know, to be able to see like, hey, if I hit a 150-yard shot into this wind, what happens to it? And really quickly, it was apparent that the data was just wrong. I mean, I was hitting 7-irons and it was telling me I was hitting them, 135 yards. I can see they're landing 150, so I know it's not right. And that's kind of a demoralizing thing. It's like, if you're like me, you've spent money on golf gadgets over the years and you're just wondering yourself, like, did I just waste $500 on this thing that's just not going to work because it's too good to be true? And I was pretty dejected, let's say, and bummed out. And I got back home and I sat down at my desk, checked my email, and there was actually an email from Rapsodo saying, hey, we saw you took your monitor out and the data numbers don't add up. They don't look right to us. You may have had it set up incorrectly. Here's a tutorial on how to do that. And here's some information on how to get a hold of us. So sure enough, I didn't have it set up right. I had it too close to me was first of all. The other thing was it wasn't really down the target line. It was more aligned with my feet. And then I was hitting on grass, so I had to kind of keep moving around. I think the range may be on mats today. We'll see. So I didn't have it set up right. So can't really give that a fair first assessment based on my error. What I will say is I was very impressed with the customer service. I think that's just outstanding that they have built into the AI in their systems to detect errors and automatically send people emails and a tutorial on how to fix it. So that is a huge plus. Let's go see if the thing actually works though. All right, so that wraps up the practice session. And I have learned two things. One, I'm an idiot and I can't read directions unless they're sent to me. And two, this Rapsodo mobile launch monitor is totally awesome and so easy to use. I mean, the data I think is spot on and it's super easy to switch clubs. Just put the club down in front of it and it recognizes the number of the club. And today I felt like the data was just spot on. So thank you for the email, Rapsodo. My apologies for besmirching you. Your product is awesome. I am thoroughly enjoying it.